Welcome back folks, my name is LastKnownMeal and today I want to talk about the open world design in Elden Ring and why I love it so much. Well, first of all, we have to go back to even before the game came out. Now, when Elden Ring was announced and when they said it's going to be an open world Souls game, I was initially worried on how this formula is going to work in an open world environment because before that From Software was making semi-linear games. You go through levels and you basically beat bosses and that's how you finish the game itself. Of course, those levels were bigger in scale and they allowed you to explore and also visit other optional areas that the map actually had. But this time they wanted a different approach. They wanted an approach where you are able to go around the entire world freely and fight the monsters or visit locations how you want to do it. And this design definitely reminded me of old RPG games like Gothic, for example, where the game can be incredibly brutal at the beginning and has a big learning curve, meaning that you arrive in a world without anything, no weapons, no armor, no skill. And you have to fight your way through, meet people, fight monsters, train, and basically interact with various factions in order to get stronger. Now, the game itself doesn't tell you where to go, the game itself doesn't give you a map. Well, in order to actually get a map in this game, you have to go and buy it. And that was what was making that game good, because you had to choose your fights. You had to be careful where you walk and how you actually interact with certain, let's say, monsters or even people in the game. Now, essentially, Dark Souls games are a bit different because they don't give you too many NPCs around and they forget the classic way of doing quests where basically you accept a quest and that's it. But basically, rather they give you the world and they give you a route where you have to go to your, well, main goal, but you're also open to explore. And as you explore, you meet various locations which by themselves are going to be much different. You're going to be fighting various other monsters and bosses which are going to ultimately drop you things which can help you in your main fight. So not only that exploration here is well done, but at the same time it's also rewarding to the point where you're gonna be actually getting weapons and armor and various abilities and, let's say, ashes of war that you can use later on. The game doesn't have a pointer here, a pointer there. The game is not going to give you checkpoints every 5 minutes, but rather give you a very dangerous world. And you have to think how you do stuff, especially when it comes to items themselves. When you get an item, you don't know what are the full capabilities of that item, especially if you are not playing other Souls games. So you kind of have to read and think on where you're gonna be using that. Which in my opinion is something that games of today lacked, especially when it comes to RPGs themselves, because when you play an RPG today, everything, as I said, is kinda in front of your face. Stats, markers, various codexes and all of that, which are just going to make the experience more streamlined. Now, on one side, it makes the game more accessible for sure, but on the other side, sometimes a different formula is just how the game works, and the difficulty of this game and the difficulty which comes with exploration and also rewards which you receive with exploration, which ultimately can make the game easier, is the game design, and that's why it's so good. And another thing which I love about this exploration is that enemies don't have levels in this game, or well, in any Souls games, which makes a fight a little bit more unknown. Because you don't know how this enemy is going to react, you don't know if this enemy is going to be stronger or weaker, so you have to learn every single time you assault someone, every single time you fight a boss, every single time you die in this game. It's going to be a learning experience, and that is something that games of today definitely lack, is that experience. The more you fight, the more experience you get as you're fighting those enemies, in terms that you will know their attacks, you will know how they move, and you will know how to respond to those same fights. I think this is beneficial in games today because not all games should be telling you everything, not all games should be guiding your hand. And I think that Elden Ring guides your hand only well enough to the point where it doesn't interfere with your game, but at the same time it doesn't make the game convoluted in a sense. So basically every time you set out to do something, there is a high chance you're going to be, sidelined by other activities you can do, or basically other locations you can visit, because behind every single location in this game, you're going to think, what can I get here? Oh, what can I actually loot here? Which enemies am I going to fight? So the locations themselves are done in a way, at least when it comes to me, that they're just inviting, in a sense that you want to see more, you want to explore more, and you want to learn more about the place. And obviously, because you don't have 10,000 NPCs roaming around the world telling you what every single corner of the world is about, you kind of also have to learn yourself by looking at the design of the map and the level design itself and the environmental design, if you were at it, which basically shows what the location is, what it suffered, and what is the story behind it, behind every monster, behind every boss. And that is what I think From Software does really well, is that they paint a picture, and that picture is detailed to the point where you can learn everything without telling you everything to your face. And there is something very eerie in this world, because it's a little bit depressed, and that's just how Souls games are, because you don't have 10,000 NPCs running around, as I said, so you will feel alone in this world, and I believe that is something that developers wanted you to feel. They wanted you to feel despair. That's why you don't have too many people around, and even the people you talk to are not going to tell you everything. They are going to tell you their story, you know, a little bit about themselves, but nothing too much. So even in that particular moment, you're gonna be wondering like who these people are, and how are they connected to you, and how are they connected to this place itself, especially because the stories in this game are vast. Like truly, if you really look at under the surface when it comes to the environmental design, when you look at all of these locations, when you look at the history of this world, and of course because the lore is so vast, you're going to truly find yourself amazed by the level of detail they actually put into every single inch of this game when it comes to that open world design and open world exploration. And that can be also tied to getting weapons, armor, and everything else, because let's face it, getting a new piece of armor and getting a new weapon in this game can be a really cool feeling, especially if that weapon is going to be stronger than the previous one you're using. And because you can make your character in every way you want here, like truly this game, when you like go out and, you know, buy spells and unlock various other traders which are going to give you various things which are incredibly important, you will see like how many hybrid classes this game has. So from that perspective, I'm amazed, because I can go around and actually the loot I get is gonna be useful later, because I can also change up my class a little bit to fit my playstyle. And when you have that sense of reward, when you have that sense, oh, I can finally now wield this weapon that's gonna be great on my build, it can be great, and it can benefit from this whole formula. Because I think if, you know, if Elden Ring didn't really have things around to do, it would be incredibly boring, yes, but because they fill the world with many things to do without guiding your hand, it can definitely be something that can last. And that's the most important thing. The replayability value of this game honestly is incredibly high, and every single time you're going to experience something else. And this is going to be everything for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed my little rant when it comes to the open world design of this game, because I honestly really like it, and it's one of those games that really fits me, because just I like difficult games. I like going out of my way and reading things and exploring things and learning new things, because that is truly what an unknown looks like. And I believe that more games need to present the unknown a little bit more, where you will learn about a place through playing the game, without the game telling you this is this, this is that, this is this, this is that. Because sometimes like even those messages and even what they tell you might not even go through your head, because you won't pay too much attention to it through that way. So thank you for watching. This is LKM signing out. Stay classy everyone. Don't forget to check us out on Twitter and Discord. And if you enjoyed this video, smash that like and subscribe button. Also huge thanks to my current Patreon supporters. This is LKM signing out. Stay classy everyone, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.